Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. So this video is a review of the Leuchtturm, however you pronounce it, slim version. So you've probably all seen the smaller one that's around about A5. I personally think A5 is a little too small. I prefer around 7x9 size planners. So this dot grid book is the closest that I could get. It is 7 inches wide by 10 inches high. And it is slim, exactly as it says. The cover is white, it's a lot thinner. As you can see, it's really, really thin. It does have that bendy material. And I do also have my other bullet journal in the smaller size here. So as you can see, that's a hardcover. And let's have a look at the different thickness. And you also do get less pages in the slim as well. They do both have the built-in ribbon bookmarks and the elastic band to keep it closed. The paper is about the same. It's got that cream yellowy tinge, which I'm not really a fan of, but anyway, kind of unavoidable when it comes to the dot grid notebooks. So I'll just do a quick comparison for you. Both have numbered pages down the bottom corner. So again, ideal for bullet journaling. I didn't bother with a pen test in this larger slim version because the paper is so similar to this smaller one. But if you are curious, let me just go to the back of this one where I did do the pen test. So I tried a whole bunch of fine tip, gel pens, highlighters and stamps. As is the case with most dot grid books, as you can see, there is quite heavy ghosting. So I've never found a sewn bound dot grid that does not have some sort of ghosting or bleed through. Surprisingly for the price, these ones are actually really bad at the ghosting. The Artist Loft one has bright white paper and I find that one's not too bad. But yeah, I can't say with any sort of confidence that all of them are great with no ghosting. I did do some brush pens as well if you like doing that, and I'll just show you the stamps. If I had to pick one that I'd recommend for paper quality, I'd probably go with the Rhodia Gold Book. However, that one has a soft cover, so when you try and rule lines, the ruler slips, and it's not obviously ideal. So yeah, still on the hunt for the perfect bullet journal. So going back to the slim, you're probably familiar with that smaller one that I just showed. It does have a pocket folder, a real jumbo one at the back, and I'll just show you one of the spreads that I did. Oh, other quick tip. So I use a lot of different bullet journals depending on the dot spacing and I guess whatever I feel like. So as a little shortcut reference thing for myself, I put on a sticky note the number of dots across and down the page, and I do that at the front of all of my bullet journal notebooks. As you can see, different dots. The spacing is 5 mil in pretty much every bullet journal book that I come across. So for whatever weird reason when you buy one it doesn't usually say the dot spacing, you can pretty much assume it's going to be 0.5. So I did this spread here to use for this week with some highlighters just to show you the obviously the difference with how big the page size is. You can fit so much more in. I did do a fair bit of, I guess, dead space for a header, but I like doing those because then when you flick you can find it easier, because you do only get a couple of ribbon bookmarks. You only get 2 with this one. You get 3 with the A5 Leuchtturm that I just showed. And also to show the difference between using a ruler, nice and neat, and just freehanding the lines. So dot grid is obviously good for a guide, but I would still recommend using a ruler. I used a whole bunch of different highlighters for this one. As you can see, super neon. And just did some general to-do meal planning project space on the right. So that's why I wanted the bigger page size. I can fit a lot more in. I'm able to fit in a lot of to-dos on this spread. There isn't really much else for me to say about this. It's basically the same as all the other Leuchtturm dot grid notebooks. The dots are like a faint grey and again have that 5 mil spacing. So that's it for this video. If you wanted to look at the detailed review of this bullet journal one, I'll include the link below, as well as some bullet journal posts that I've done on my blog. Hope you found this review helpful.